All right, I am live here. So some baseball news just broke, particularly with the hometown Orioles. Um, Actually, first things first, what's going on, guys? It's your boy Chris here. It's been a little bit since I've gone live. Just been kind of busy, still looking for work, but that's kind of turning around a little bit. I hope. So in this video, I'm gonna do some talk, some wrestling talk, some baseball talk, particularly a hometown team, the Orioles and whatever the hell else I feel like talking about. But I'm going to start off with the Orioles' newest signing. So it just broke about maybe 15, 20 minutes ago that the Orioles have signed right handed pitcher Charlie Morton to a 1 year deal. After failing to bring back Corbin Burns for reasons that are all known now, he chose to go back to go to Arizona because it's where his family is. He just had twins this past season around the All-Star break. He wanted to be close to his family, and everybody kind of respected that. They weren't happy about it, but we got it. It's like, yeah, cool. I respect that. All good. Best of luck to you in Arizona, but we got to move on. There was talk about them bringing in what's his name, Max Scherzer, which was like that's fucking insane. He's 40 years old and he's been hurt. Justin Verlander, there's been no talk about him, but he's also 40 something and hurt. Was hurt last year. So one of the options that came up was a guy named Jack Flaherty. Now, he had just won a World Series with the Dodgers, but there was a bit of a hiccup with him because the Orioles traded for him in 2023 at the trade deadline. And he proceeded to spend the next 2 months basically stinking up the place. He was terrible. He had one good start, and that was it. So they went in a different direction. They kind of said, all right. But from reports, there were reports that he was a bad teammate and all this stuff, or there's rumors he was a bad teammate and whatever, but there was never anything to that. Okay. No one ever confirmed that. No reporters who covered the team ever said he was a bad teammate. It just happened that he wasn't happy coming to Baltimore. Now, it could be because he wasn't comfortable moving from St. Louis to Baltimore halfway through the season, which is fine. That's understandable. You don't want to move from one place to another right away. It happens, right? Like, I can equate that to what I just did recently. I just moved from Maryland to Colorado. Was it what I necessarily wanted to do with my life? No. Did I want to leave everything I knew to come to Colorado? Not really, but I did. And it's fun. It's nice out here. I'm enjoying myself. But it was in the middle of the fucking year. That was a big adjustment to moving from one place to another. So that's probably what affected him more than anything. So he struggled and he wasn't as good as he could have been and stuff like that. He signed with Detroit in the offseason and got traded to LA, won a World Series, had a good year last year. So there was talk of bringing him back, and there was mutual interest, apparently. So they were like, all right, cool, bring him in. I wasn't against it. I'll put it that way. I was like, okay, not what I would do, but he's the best pitcher left on the market. Fuck it. If it works out, cool. If it doesn't, and fuck. So they went in a different direction. They brought in Charlie Morton. Now, the big things going against Charlie Morton is he's 41 years old. So he's old, right? He's 41. Already you're looking at like, well, he's 41 years old. What the fuck? You could have just signed Scherzer or Verlander, who have a more of a track record of success. But here's the thing with Charlie Morton. Charlie Morton's been durable. Over 124 starts, he's got a 3.87 ERA. Now, last season he went like 8-10 with a 4.19 ERA, but he made 30 starts and surpassed 160 innings pitched. So he's gonna do his thing every fifth day. He doesn't seem to get hurt. He's a solid fourth or fifth guy. Problem is, we've got a bunch of fourth or fifth guys. We got Dean Kramer, who is a very solid fourth guy. We've got Tomoyuki Sugano, we just signed, who is a fourth or fifth guy. We got Kate Povich, who's a fourth or fifth guy. And now we've got Charlie Morton, who's a fourth or fifth guy. We got Eflin at one right now, the way things are looking, and Grayson Rodriguez at number two, and Dean Kramer at three. And then those other three guys are battling out for fourth and fifth, four and five. Now, they might even go a six-man rotation just to save Sugano because he's coming from Japan to save his arm. So that's actually a solid move. So you have like five-star, have a six-man rotation. They could do that, and that could work. It would give you extra rest between starts. It'll keep your guys like give you guys more rest, stuff like that to recover from pitching. They may be able to go longer. That's always good to save your bullpen, stuff like that. Plus, a veteran like Charlie Morton, who's been around, can help mentor guys like Rodriguez, Povich, and McDermott or Chase McDermott. Now, why do I say that? Everybody in Baltimore that covers the Orioles knows Grayson Rodriguez has the potential to be that ace. He can be that ace guy. He can be that guy. He could be that guy tomorrow. But his problem is he hasn't stayed on the mound. So then you're looking at that. If he can stay healthy, he can be that ace. He's got the stuff. He's got that bulldog. He's got that dog in him. He's a guy that you want out there every fifth day because when he's on, the kid's unhittable, and he's proven it when he's healthy. Now, some people say Kyle Bradish is their ace. Okay, he's out till the middle of the season recovering from Tommy John, so he ain't gonna be here right away. But the cavalry's coming when him and Tyler Wells come back. So you've got Charlie Morton holding down a spot. You've got Povich holding down a spot. You've also got the low-key MVP of last season, at least for pitchers from not my standpoint, of Albert Suarez, who did yeoman's work last year, was not expected to even really be on the team, but he came in and pitched his ass off, period. So that's a guy I'm looking at, all right? That's a guy I'm looking at to be something. So that's what we've got there, all right? So Charlotte Morton, not not what I would have chosen to do. I'm still trusting Elias to do his thing, but I got questions. I'll put it that way. I've got a lot of questions right now. So there's that. Next up, I want to talk about some wrestling stuff because some shit happened. It was just funny. Okay. So on Monday night, the last Raw on USA aired. Now, for everyone who loves WWE and Raw, that was a big deal. Oh, Rick in the chat. I'm gonna get the cope. I'm gonna get the cope in a second. I'm gonna talk about Raw first because it ended with a fucking bang. The show itself was kind of up until the end when CM Punk and Seth Rollins got in the ring and got on the mic. Now, I don't like Seth Rollins. I've been very blunt about that over the course of the past year or so. I can't stand this fucking dude. He dresses like a fucking idiot. He comes out with this stupid voice. I can't fucking take it. I cannot stand this fuck. Every time he comes to the ring, he takes whatever moment he's in, no matter how serious it's supposed to be, and makes it some bullshit. Except for the match where he wrestled Roman Reigns and he wrestled and he came out with the Shield gear, with the Shield music came from the crowd. You could tell Roman was hurt, and I like that. That's the only thing I've liked Seth's done in the past couple of years. Other than that, he dresses like a dipshit. His points about CM Punk are dumb. I can't stand him. But to his credit, he got up in CM Punk's ass a little bit. I got to give him that. He called out Punk for like, except for the not having kids thing. It's like some people don't want to have kids. Like it's all right. But he comes off like this scorned little brother because like Punk left. And Punk kind of got him when he brought up the line about the guy that I hated the guy that ran the place, but he loved you. We all know who he was talking about. We're talking about Vince. So CM Punk basically called Seth a corporate bitch, right? And that's been this whole thing with Seth Rollins. He's a corporate asshole, and CM Punk is the voice of the voiceless. He is a guy with all the fucking tattoos. He's a guy that has that I don't give a fuck attitude. He's the guy that kind of comes off like, if it wasn't for and him, like, if it wasn't for me, you never would have fucking been here, which is true. If it wasn't for CM Punk, guys like Sami Zayn, guys like Kevin Owens, guys like John Moxley, even though he left, guys like Seth Rollins, guys like Bryan Danielson, never would have fucking got the shot. It took CM Punk breaking through that glass ceiling, and then everyone else would come through after him. You can argue with me all you fucking want about it, but that's the fucking truth. And Punk said it. And he's right. But overall, that segment was fucking fire. Loved it. Loved it, loved it, loved it. Anyway, on to like the other topic here, and that is AEW on New Year's. I don't know who told them to start off a show with the Pointer Sisters. I'm so excited, but and I've said this a million times already. I immediately thought of the Saved by the Bell episode where Jesse was on caffeine pills when I heard it. They could have just switched out all the wrestlers for that scene of her and Zach in her room, just singing "I'm so excited," and it would have had the same effect. It was like, who's picking the songs for this fucking shows? It's like the Elton John song is also kind of whack, but at least it has something about fighting in it. No one's getting excited to watch Dynamite because of the Pointer Sisters. What the fuck was that? Who's using Guns N' Roses' November Rain for a fucking pay-per-view theme? Like, who the fuck are you booking for, Tony? Who is this show supposed to be for? Most of your audience don't even know who the Pointer Sisters are. It's like, but okay, you're gonna go with the Pointer Sisters. Okay, that is a choice. Also in the choices category, Adam Copeland's new name, the rated R superstar Cope. Yes, that's right, folks. He's no longer the radar superstar Adam Copeland. He is now just Cope. Maybe him and Christian will get back together and Christian will change his name to Seed, and they'll be Cope and Seed, the tag team. I mean, what the fuck? What the fuck, man? Like, he probably blocked me on Twitter because I was like, this is just, I can't. I can't even. And then his tag team FT rated R FTR with Bald and Gunn. For those who don't know, Dax Harwood and Cash Wheeler. Dax Harwood FTR Bald, and then Cash Wheeler FTR Gunn because he got caught on gun charges last year in a road rage incident that he got acquitted for, but he had the fucking piece on him. So yeah, I just said they need the tag team partner. See, Christian should change his name. Which this whole thing goes to prove that Christian Cage is the smarter of the two because he had the fucking sense to trademark the name Christian before WWE could, so he can use the name wherever he fucking goes. Or Vince just didn't give a shit and said, "Fuck it, take it. You're worth nothing to us anyway." And he came back and he used it again, but he already trademarked it. So he's like, he's Christian, which is fine. Which smooth again proves he's smart, proves he's that guy, and it works for him. But Adam Copeland as Cope, seriously, dude, I can't. And overall, the show was shit too. On top of that, like Mercedes Monet came at the fucking crickets. It was funny as shit because no one cares about her anymore. She's literally become that one person like, oh, she's a big deal. She has proven exactly why WWE has not given a fuck about her leaving and really didn't care to pay her what she was trying to get from that you got from Tony Khan. Excuse me. They just said, nah, we're gonna do our own thing. We got women who are more talented than you in the minor leagues in NXT. Speaking of NXT Level Up is no more. It has become a new show under the booking of Gabe Sapolsky. That's right. Gabe Sapolsky is booking a show for WWE that'll be on streaming platforms. Now, for those who don't know who Gabe Sapolsky is, Gabe Sapolsky was a guy who ran Ring of Honor for a little bit, and then he ran Evolve Wrestling. Let me tell you something. Him running a show under the WWE banner is going to hit like fucking crack in the 80s. Okay? It's going to be good. For people who don't remember his booking in Ring of Honor, that motherfucker was when Ring of Honor was at its hottest, it was under Gabe Sapolsky. It was under Gabe Sapolsky, and he ran that bitch, and it was successful. And then they did stupid shit and fucked it all up. But Gabe Sapolsky running a show under WWE proves again that they're playing chess while other motherfuckers are playing checkers. If they could have got Scott D'Amore under the banner, that also would have been good. If they can get the guy who runs Marigold at Japan, that could be gold. And they've got this working relationship with Pro Wrestling Noah now, where they've got Omos won the tag titles in Noah the other day. Noah just sent one of their guys to NXT to work shows to come to a tour of America. So WWE is making moves. Okay? They're making moves. They're building something big. with the ID program, they're bringing in younger talent off the indies, seeing what they've got, and if they want to give them a shot, they give them a shot. But they're also letting them say, like, hey, we bring you in, unless you got something better going on, that's cool. But if you want to come in, come in. They got the thing with Joe Hendry from TNA and Jordan Grace from TNA. She's about to come in. Joe Hendry, when his deal's up, he's probably going to come in. Two more big gets for WWE. Josh Alexander's coming up. His partner's already in NXT, and Ethan Page. Who wouldn't want to see the North get back together and wreck shop on a big stage? I fucking would. WWE is making moves. Chess level shit. In other news, New Japan just lost their US rights deal, TV deal. So tell me again how AEW helped New Japan. I'll give you a hint. They didn't. They took their fucking talent or the big name talent. Thank God they didn't get Tanahashi. They got Okada. They got Jay White. They got Will Ospreay. And the only one they've done shit with is Ospreay. Okada's a fucking shell of himself now. Like he really is. And you could factor in the fact that he's slowing down because he was going like 50 miles an hour in New Japan, and he's dropped down to 30 in the US. But that's not the Rainmaker that I watched when I watched New Japan. He's more of the puddle maker. He ain't raining shit. This is not Okada. I don't know what the fuck this guy's doing, but that's not the Okada that people wanted to see. Jay White, him with Juice Robinson, get well soon, Juice, and the Guns, Colton and Austin Gunn, Billy Gunn's kids. I love that team together. I love what they're doing is the Bang Bang Gang or Bullet Club Gold or whatever you want to call it. But Jay White should be main event, baby, and he's not. Jay White not main eventing doesn't make a whole lot of fucking sense. He should be at the top of your fucking card because he's that fucking good. And Will Ospreay, as much as I think he's overrated, he should be at the top of the card somewhere doing his thing. Instead, you've got the return of Kenny Omega. Now, I know he was sick with diverticulitis. I hope he's better because, you want to see him doing all right. You want to see him doing okay. You don't want him to have to retire due to that. Because I think Kenny Omega still can do something. He's not the guy he was, much like Okada. But Kenny Omega's shown that he can do that he's shown that more that you expect it from him when the times call for it. Okada hasn't yet. Maybe a feud with Omega will wake him the fuck up. I don't know. Trying to think what else is going on in wrestling news. Well, the Gabe Sapolsky thing is kind of big, is huge. Like Rick said, that's huge. It is huge. That is a big fucking deal. Another thing that came out, the Young Bucks with the possibly dumbest fucking comment I've ever heard them say, and it's kind of hard to kind of vote on that because usually when they do interviews, they say insanely stupid shit. But in this case, they said something truly fucking stupid. They said that they deliberately changed their style and stopped doing as much high flying stuff when they did their heel turn, which makes sense. But they actually got mad when people said they were washed up. Well, you're the dumbasses that changed your ring style up when you turned heel, right? You did that. You did that. You changed up your style to go to a different, less high impact, more heelish style. No one told you to stop doing all the flips and high flying stuff you did. There are heels that do high flying shit. You stupid fucks. Like, are you fucking kidding me? Like, you're dumb. But to get mad at fans for thinking you're washed, like, I have never seen two more read into their own hype, soft, bitch made motherfuckers than the Young Bucks. Except maybe Nick Nemeth. Not Nick Nemeth, Ryan Nemeth. Nick Dolph, not you. You're cool, but your brother's a bitch. There, I said it. And I don't care. Like, softest motherfuckers on the planet. How are you in wrestling and that soft, bro? Like, fuck. They thought we were washed. We're not washed. We're the best tag team of our generation. You're not even the best tag team in AEW, bitches. I don't know who it is at this point, but it's not you. It's not FTR either. Let Dax cry about it some more. Let cry some more. I don't give a fuck. Oh, and there's another thing. Message to Dax Harwood. The reason why people were upset or saying like Edge jumping off that cage and breaking his fucking leg is fucking stupid was because we happen to like Edge. Oh, I'm sorry. Cope. We like Cope. People like Cope and don't want to see him fuck up his quality of life doing dumb shit that he didn't need to fucking do to entertain 15 fucking people because no one goes to your fucking shows. So that's why people are like, so jumping off the cage was pretty fucking stupid, wasn't it? You're 50. Don't do shit like that. It's like when Sting was doing his New Jack impression the past couple of years. We were saying he's 60 years old. He didn't need to do that. What the fuck? When did Sting become New Jack? Is he gonna start like wrestling with natural born killers playing in the background too? He's doing dives off balconies and shit. What the fuck are you doing? Did Darby rub off on him too much or something? I mean, fuck. Stop doing shit you don't need to do. It's a spin-off to Dusty Don't Do Shit You Don't know how to do. This is Don't Do Shit You Shouldn't Do. And then, don't believe me? Look at Bronson Reed. He's like 20 years younger than fucking Edge. I'm sorry, Cope. I gotta call him Cope now because that's his name. He even trademarked this shit. He is officially Cope per the trademark office. Bronson Reed just broke his shit jumping off a fucking cage. And he's 10 to 15 years younger than Edge is. So don't and real talk, looking at that was fucking stupid. So don't fucking tell me, don't browbeat me as a fan for not wanting to see Adam Copeland, aka Cope, formerly known as Edge, die in a ring doing dumb shit to entertain five fucking people. Okay? Who the fuck are you? You bald mustache having idiot? Like, it's what is it taking more money out of your wife, more food out of your kids' mouths? Shut up, Dax. Like, fuck, shut the fuck up. That's the message to Dax Harwood. Shut the fuck up. Everything you have to talk about everything. Like, you didn't even have to say that shit at that press conference. Just shut the fuck up. God damn. I can't stand that dude. And I liked FT, and I liked FTR at one time. But this dude is a fucking clown. He's a fucking clown. And he's soft because he blocks people because they just say, like, dude, stop. So another soft person, AEW, where the soft wrestle. That's what AEW is. We're the soft wrestle. Because it's not the best. The best ain't wrestling there. The softest are wrestling there. I.e. Ricochet, who got into a Christmas fight with the dude on Twitter and got a clip in with three different responses. Like, stay off Twitter, Ricochet. Just get offline, go to an acting school and learn how to cut a promo. Learn promo work, learn how to talk on a microphone. That'll help you much more than being on Twitter doing whatever the fuck you're doing. Because it ain't working, man. It's not. Anyway, other stuff I want to talk about. Just because I'm here, a lot of people have been asking me how the job search has been going. So I'm going to give a little bit of an update here. It's going okay. I've got a bunch of interviews lined up this week coming up. Hopefully something will pan out. I'll be working soon. Because I'm sick of sitting at home. I'm not happy about it. I don't think anybody's happy about it. What the heck is this? I don't even know who this is. Weird email. That's weird. Anyway, I don't know what that is, so I've deleted it. Moving on. So life has been it's been stressful without working. Not gonna lie. I know on my other show on the Bayou Geeks, it's become a running gag that I'm Tommy from Martin because I don't have no job, ain't got no job, which is fine. I make the joke, so I ain't mad. It comes up, and I don't get mad about it. I'm cool with it. I love my co-hosts. They've been nothing but supportive. Like real talk. Fatty, Maximus, Dirk, I love you guys, man. Straight up. Like y'all have doing this show with you guys has helped me so much. Not just as far as like getting more comfortable doing my own shit here, what I'm doing now, even doing a live stream, but also it's helped me just kind of get out of my shell and just kind of talk. And I'm grateful to you guys for the opportunity. I appreciate you guys so much. Um, One day, I don't know how we're going to do it, but we got to figure out a way to all get together and party or something. I don't know, but we got to make that happen and do like a live show from somewhere. If I got to come out to New Orleans, we can go to Ohio to be Dirk's territory, or y'all can come out here. However, we got to do that. We got to make that happen. I mean, hell, I want to do that with a bunch of stuff. Um, I also want to give a shout out to my guys over at Spitball Media. Uh, B. Show Brian, John Draper, and Shaheen. I want to give a shout out to those guys too. Um, they have not only if it wasn't for that show, I wouldn't be on the Bio Geeks, like straight up, because that's where I met Fat, and he had me come on there with him and stuff like that, and that's how everything kind of kicked off. I came on there, he invited me on onto their thing. I came on once, he invited me on again, I came on again, and then everything kind of happened where this year they invited me to be a full time co-host. Now, granted, I'm not on every week, I'm on like every other week, but I'm good with that. It's not it's not my show. I'm a part of something with those guys, and it means a lot. And it wouldn't have happened without even first getting in with Spitball Media and hooking up with those guys and just supporting them. And those guys, let me tell you something. They give back to the people that support them. They give back like tenfold. I've met like so many people through them that I've kind of become friends with and stuff like that. Um, and it means a lot. It matters. I've talked with John offline, just life shit. B show. I've talked about life shit. Shaheen talking about just life stuff, just stuff that happened in life. And that matters. And all that stuff kind of equals up to just like, it's like a family almost, which also leads to another thing. I got to shout out Wrestling Soup, Mission Joey. Um, those guys talking to Mish just offline about just some stuff. Talking about like comics with him, talking about like stuff with the Punisher, talking about X-Men, talking about some wrestling stuff. Like I remember a conversation I had with him where we were talking about something that was very, very deep about his upbringing because he's half Japanese. After the whole Hana Kimura situation where she unfortunately took her life, he was talking about it from the standpoint of a half Japanese person, as she was as well. And that shit hit me. So I hit him up like, dude, that was deep as fuck. And we just started talking about just life. And then we went to comics. We started talking about comics. And he hooked me on to this Punisher story called The Slavers, where it's Punisher taking on sex trafficking. And it was like, wow. I have the book here somewhere. It's one of my favorites. And I turned him on to like Punisher Born, which was Punisher in Vietnam before he became the Punisher, and like just how that all went. And then, but I bring all that up to say you never know who you're gonna meet in life or what they're gonna and how they're gonna impact you. Even like even with another one, Don Tony Kevin Castle, another show I want to thank. Don Tony Kevin Castle. I'll talk with Kevin Castle a ton, just in general about stuff. Cool as shit. I've said it openly, because they've talked about on the Bio Geeks getting Kevin on again. And I was like, dude, if y'all can get him on, I want to get on that show with you guys whenever it happens because I just want to talk to Kev. Just in general, man, because he's a cool fucking dude. Um, Veteran in the podcast game, one of the forefathers of that shit. doesn't get the respect him and Danton don't get the respect they should get. They get it from me and everyone who's ever worked with them, but they're OGs in that game, in the Wrestling Talk podcast game, straight up. Whenever I've talked to Kevin about just how to do this shit, he's always quick with advice and he always gives good advice. And I've taken that to heart and I appreciate that. So I'll just want to get on to talk with him, just to talk to him. Because he's never talked with me like in person. I'm in person. So it'd be cool to finally do that. With Spitball, I've talked with those guys in person, you know. I've talked with them like in person. But they've done shows where they've had people do run-ins and stuff, and we've talked and stuff. And those guys are cool as shit. Like I said, I love those guys, man. When my dad was in the hospital, they put it out there to the rest of the people, and everybody that's in that circle kind of rallied around me and my family at that time, and that's something that I will never be able to say thank you enough for that. Um, and this is people that like I've never met these people. I consider them friends because of that type of stuff, but I've never met them. I look forward to one day doing it, and that day will come. I promise you that. I promise you that that'll come. Um, in addition to like a million other things I want to do before before I'm done on this earth. Um, but I am grateful to my people. Um, and of course my crew in Baltimore, my guys, Rick, Joe Money, Keith, Matt, Grizz, uh, Chuck, uh, so many fucking people. My guys I grew up with, James, Mario, Marcus, Lamont, Yates, rest in peace. Uh, Gant, John, rest in peace. There's so many people that I've been blessed to know over my life. And that's something I want to pass along too, because a lot of life tends to throw shit at you. You know, it throws things at you. It throws you curveballs. It throws you a fastball. It hits you right in the fucking face with that bitch sometimes. Oh, those rhymes. Sorry. You know, but you gotta adjust. And it's just part of life, you know. But you know, I'm very grateful to like everybody here, to everybody watching the stream. I'm grateful to you guys too. I don't know how many people actually watching this live, but I appreciate y'all as well. Um, I'm going for about 45 minutes here. Um, but fuck it. I'm gonna keep going. So I don't touch on this topic very often because of just it starts a bunch of shit every time I do. But I'm gonna talk about it because it was just funny that it happened today. The speaker vote happened. So Mike Johnson got re took the gavel as speaker by the absolute margin he had to get it. Um, it looked like at first he wasn't gonna get it. The first vote, three Republicans went with three different people. Um, one who's basically said he has no desire to be speaker because he wants to be governor of Florida. One who basically was like, I don't want it. I can't get the votes. And then Tom Emmer for reasons that I don't think anybody knows why they picked him. Um, but then everybody went Mike Johnson. Other than that, those three, and then there were a couple of guys who just didn't vote the first time. Um, Andy Biggs didn't vote the first time. Um, who was it? Andy Harris out of Maryland. My old stomping grounds didn't vote the first time. Chip Roy didn't vote the first time. And it was like, I was watching it live and I was talking with Rick because I was talking to him. I was texting him. And I was like, dude, Andy Harris is sitting right there. Why the fuck didn't he just vote? And he's like, I don't know. I was like, that's weird. Then second time, they go to him again, and he again doesn't vote. You're like, what the fuck are you doing? Just vote for somebody. Fuck. He eventually voted for Johnson, and then two other guys voted for Johnson. They went and met in a closed door meeting. Nobody knows what deals he made and all that shit. Right. He probably made some deals. Don't know. It is what it is. Whatever. Blah blah blah. Who cares? He's speaker now. I hope that the vote being so close will help him realize that yes, you have a majority. Yes, you have the Senate and the White House. But at the same time, your majority is like this fucking thin. And if you really want to stay in that seat of power, you better start working for the American people the way that we really want you to. And when I say that, I don't mean all this MAGA shit because it's not what people want. Okay? It's not. Speaking of which, I'm just gonna go there. Fuck it. It's my channel. I say what the fuck I want here. Now, on New Year's Eve, there was a horrific situation in New Orleans. Okay? It's been in the news. Some crazy ISIS dude uh plowed a truck into a bunch of people. 15 people dead, 30 something people injured. Got into a shootout with the cops, and he lost. Uh, he planted explosives around. There was a lot of speculation and botching of this by all agencies involved. Um, Come to find out that he wasn't some foreign guy. He was uh out of the military, born in Texas, American citizen, ex-military who'd been radicalized by ISIS. Now, some people on the right have used this to attack our immigration laws, the open borders, which are not really open. You should have to go through proper channels. If they catch you crossing, they'll kick you the fuck out. So there's no such thing as open borders. But we're gonna go here. Everyone was like, "Oh, he's been radicalized. He's part of the open border policy." A U.S. born citizen who is ex military does not qualify as a reason to attack our borders because he wasn't from somewhere else. He was in house. The call came from in the house. Capiche? He was the U.S. guy. He's one of our guys until he wasn't one of our guys when he joined ISIS. But he was one of our guys because he was one of our military guys. We trained this dude. We put him through we trained him. We made him before he got radicalized. Okay? That's just the fucking truth. Then lo and behold, the guy up in Las Vegas with the Tesla truck, another ex-military guy But he was disillusioned because Trump was siding with Elon over with on the board. If you notice, there's a pattern here, and I'm not saying this to denigrate anyone who is ex-military. I have family who's ex-military. Okay, I respect our military, but the fact that two of them got this radicalized is a huge fucking flag, and we need to pay better attention to these things. I'm just saying. Now, some people will get mad at me for saying, but hear me out. Anybody can be radicalized, right? I can be radicalized. Something could happen. I could snap and I could be like, oh shit, I want to go do this tomorrow. Allah Akbar or whatever. Alibaba, whatever, and do something stupid. It could happen. I wouldn't probably be very because that's because I don't have the training to pull it off. However, military guys do have training. Everything, and this is throwing this out there. And I'm gonna say this. I'm just throwing this out there as an idea. Has anyone stopped to think that the way we've treated our Muslim brothers and sisters since 9/11 maybe has helped them recruit and that we need to treat things differently or go in a different direction? I know. It's a whole philosophy thing that people don't like to talk about, but I'm here to have smart conversations. I mean, I'm just throwing that out there. I'm just throwing that out there. Just put it in the ether. Maybe we should approach things differently as far as that goes. Just saying. If you keep calling a certain group of people terrorists, you can't be shocked when they do terrorist shit. If you keep calling people thugs and criminals, you can't be shocked if they do that shit. If you keep calling people rednecks and racists, you can't be shocked when they do that shit. You basically egged them on to do it. You told them to do it because you didn't give them a chance. You know what I'm saying? Like if you go at people, and this is for everybody, right? We as a society, we as a people need to change that shit and stop judging people based on what they are and all this other shit. And just look at the fucking person they are. Look at the person. It's like my old coworker Brian said when we were working at the bar together. Are you a good here's what I care about. Are you a good person or are you a piece of shit? If you're a good person, I can fuck with you. If you're a piece of shit, I can't. It's that simple. Are you good people or are you not good people? Fuck politics, fuck religion, fuck all that other stuff. Are you a good person or are you not a good person? That's the measure that you should look at people with. But what if they're trans? Who gives a shit? What if they're gay? Who gives a shit? Or what if they're Muslim? Who gives a shit? What if I'm Jewish and they're Muslim? Who cares? What if they're black? Who cares? What if they're white? Who cares? What if they're Latino? Who cares? What type of person are they? Because if you're worried about anything else, you're fucking up. And you're fucking it up for more people than you realize. Just a thought. I know, just sit with it and think about it for a second. Now, I'm not usually one to get preachy about stuff. I tend to not do that. I don't like people preaching to me, but at the same time, it's a new year, right? New year, new goals. My goal is for those who are out there who watch this channel, for those out there who follow me in any way, shape, or form, my goal is to see people wake the fuck up and stop the dumb shit. I'm on team get right. And we're all getting into the club tonight. Club get right. That's where we're going. I'm leading the VIP. Okay. Because I can't control a lot out there. I can't change a lot of things that are going on. But what I can do is use my platform to reach as many people as I can when I'm not making people laugh with goofy shit I do or funny stories. But one thing I can do is try. Whether I succeed or not, who the fuck knows? But I'll be damned if I'm gonna sit back on the sidelines anymore and watch shit burn. Thought about it. I was gonna do it like that. Then I said, nah, that's not me. When I see something going sideways, I can't sit on the sideline. I can't ignore it. So if you're on this channel, be ready. Because between all the other stuff that I talked about on here, between the laughs and the fun, there's going to be some real conversations happening. I'm going to be talking about some real shit. And if you can't take it, if you don't like my point of view, that's cool. But all I ask of anybody is to hear me out. You don't have to agree with me. You don't have to like what I say, but just hear me out. That's all I ask of you. Anyway, I've been at it for about an hour. But one thing I do want to do, again, I want to do one more thing before I get out of here. And that's it's a little bit personal. A little bit personal, but I think everybody knows it's kind of what I do here. I give my personal thoughts on stuff. Um, I didn't make any resolutions this year. And the reason is one, I never keep them because it's just shit. I'm gonna get in shape. It never fucking happens. I'm old. My joints hurt. I'm fucked up. Excuse me. So I can't do it no more. The gym ain't gymming. The freedom cactus. What? Yeah, I am fat. Actually, I'm not fat. I'm just slightly overweight. I'm less fat, more obese. Not morbidly obese, but I could lose a couple pounds. But nah. Oh, the Freedom Caucus. I read that as cactus. Jesus Christ. I'm not wearing my glasses. So anyway, One thing, like I said, one thing I want to do on here. Like I said, I can't remember where I was going. I didn't make a resolutions. I didn't make a resolution this year because I realized like I'm not gonna keep it. I think the only would have ever kept is I'm gonna cut down on drinking. And I did. I did that year. I then fucked it up by getting completely blitzed on a holiday. So it didn't work out. Didn't stay. But but the biggest thing that I want to do, again, I've been going for about an hour now. But the one thing I want to do, like I said, um, to my people out there, like I said, I didn't make any resolutions. I can you tell I'm not reading off a script that I'm doing this live. I didn't write anything down because I never do, and that's the joy of the internet. If I fuck up, it stays in. I don't edit anything either. There's no how. Even though there's an edit button like right there, I'm staring right at it. I never hit it because I refuse. If I fuck up, the world's gonna see it, and that's why I do this. Anyway, I want to close this with one big thing. Um, as far as resolutions, if you made them, if you do your best to keep it, but don't beat yourself up if you didn't. I didn't. I just got things I plan on doing this year. Um, if I can get motivated enough to go to the gym, I will go to the gym. But it's just a couple exercise bikes and elliptical and weights. There's no like bench. I can't do any bench or like the fucking they're in the all in one machine, which I like those because you can work multiple body parts. So those are what I like to use, but they don't have one. Probably for liability purposes because people would like kids like run through there and like break their shit up. But it is what it is. Anyway, I don't, that's one thing I want to do. Like I said, another thing I want to do is I want to inspire my subscribers to just think more. Not that y'all don't. You're subscribed to this channel, so you're obviously thinkers. You're pretty smart. So you got that already. I know that because you're here. You're subscribed to my channel. And whether you like the fact that I just talk about wrestling or talk about sports or whatever the fuck I talk about. Oh, there's another thing. NFL MVP awards going to Lamar Jackson. And if anyone else gets it, it's a fucking joke. I'm sorry. While we're on the topic of sports, football, Lamar Jackson is the fucking MVP. I will listen to no arguments about Josh Allen. Saquon Barkley could have been in the running, but then benching him when his next game takes him out. He's not going to pass Dickerson. Um, Josh Allen, could he have been MVP? Maybe. I wouldn't be mad if he got it. He doesn't deserve it over Lamar. If you look at their overall numbers against each other, Lamar's having one of the best statistical seasons of any quarterback ever. He lived for 4 picks all season. That's MVP. Okay. He's already broken Michael Vick's quarterback rushing record. Now, granted, that wasn't all that hard to do because Vick went to jail for the whole dog fighting thing. But still, it is what it is. And yeah, he could end with the highest passer rating for a season. Exactly my point. He's the MVP. Rick, bringing the facts again. My man. And just looking at Twitter, I can see people are taking the Charlie Morton signing well. Eh, eh. It's total sarcasm there. They're losing their shit. It's better. I'll put it like this, folks. It's better. We're doing more than Toronto has done this year. Unlike Toronto, the Orioles have actually signed people. Yes, you can argue the quality of the people they signed, a backup catcher, an outfielder, and a 35-year-old Japanese pitcher, and a 40-year-old pitcher from Atlanta. But the Blue Jays have gotten fucking nobody. The Mariners have gotten fucking nobody. The Yankees did okay, I guess. They still have no replacement for Juan Soto in their lineup. No Clay Bellinger and Paul Goldschmidt are not going to equal up to Juan Soto and protecting Judge at all. So Judge going to have a rough season, and their rotation's good, but who's going to hit other than Judge? Giancarlo Stanton's like has wheels like me at this point. He's literally like he runs like I do now, but I was like 10 times faster than him when I was younger. He can't run now, and he's only in his 30s. I'm like mid upper 40s and I can't run. There's a big difference between, but we run the same. He runs broke the fuck up. I run broke the fuck up, but he's got 10 years of youth on me. So it's fucking useless. So there's that. The Red Sox got pitching. Not much else. And the Rays, I don't know what the fuck they're doing. So there's those. So I'm not afraid of the AL East. Orioles can win the AL East. They can win it again. Yeah, well, people are melting down online about the Charlie Morton signing. Watch him come here and do what Kyle Gibson did and be solid. I'ma laugh my ass off. Speaking of laughing my ass off, I had some fun today watching classic Scott Steiner promos. Now, for those of you who know me out there, I am a giant fan of the Steiner brothers. In particular, Scott Steiner, for all the wrong reasons. Because Scott Steiner is one of the funniest motherfuckers on the planet. Um, Intentionally and unintentionally, that dude is hilarious. His promos about the Dudley Boys, hailing from your local Dunkin' Donuts in the great state of obesity. Him just calling Samoa Joe fat. Oh no, no, not Kurt Angle, Rick. You would have to add Perk Angle to that list because Perk Angle is goated because that's where we got the infamous I want to have sex with your wife, Booker, but not just any type of sex. I want to have bestiality sex. with your wife. That animalistic type sex with your wife. Kurt Angle, he was on another fucking level during the Perk Angle years, and yet still was able to wrestle the best matches of his fucking life while completely perked out. Like, there's a reason why the name Perk Angle exists. It's because that man was high as fuck and still the goated, the greatest wrestler on the fucking planet, and it's not even close. Won a gold medal with a broken freaking neck, won multiple world titles, perked out of his mind. He is a legend. He is a legend. But him and Scott Steiner, just the fucking. I think he was the same when in the main event Mafia had to calm Scott down. He's fat. That fat son of a bitch. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Curl, calm down, Scotty. He's fat. Like Scott Steiner, like between him and Bully Ray were funny together too. Where he's like, I got freaks 8 days out of the week. There's only 7 days in a week. What is, I'm the big bad booty daddy. You can't tell me I can chicks. Like, it's like, what? Like, he started talking gibberish and you can do anything but just take it. Because it was funny. Anyway, yes. Perk Ankle and Scott Steiner are two of my favorite wrestlers of all time. But anyway, I was on a video watching like Scott Steiner unhinged moments, and that dude's hilarious. Like he was, I'm glad he finally got his flowers and got out of the Hall of Fame. Him and his brother, especially Rick, because Rick doesn't get his due for how good he was, and they would just fuck people up. So, but yeah. Oh, the AEW ratings came in live. We are talking ratings because it's just off on my phone. Dynamite averaged 588,000 viewers with a 0.16 in the 18 to 49 demo rating because the demo matters. No, it fucking doesn't. Draw in more viewers. Do shit to do that. Anyway, now this doesn't factor in the Max viewers because we don't know the numbers for Max. But just with this rating, this is just the cable rating. This is the second lowest they've ever done. So now I'm gonna wait for Dave Meltzer to put up some bullshit fucking story about the match ratings because that's what he's gonna do. And I guarantee that's coming within the next hour or so. Oh, and back to that thing I was talking about with Gabe Sapolsky. It's not just any promotion. He's bringing back the name Evolve under the WWE banner. And it's going to be used for not only people who are in developmental who aren't quite ready for TV yet, it's also going to be for people in the WWE ID program. Oh my God. That's big. That's big. That's big, big, big. Anyway, so that ties that off. What? Oh shit. Um, this is not good. Congresswoman Virginia Fox, who's 81 years old, fell down the stairs of the house, resulting in like lots of blood. That's not good. I hope she's okay. I know she's not the best of people, but that's not good. I hope she's all right. That's no bullshit. This isn't about politics. She's an 81-year-old woman who just fell down some fucking stairs. I hope she's okay. So that and yes, why is she in the house at 81 is a very legitimate question, especially given what happened with the woman out of Texas, Kay, what's her name, who literally is in a home for people with dementia. So there's a question there, and and she's been there for like 6 months. So there's a question there that no one's answering that needs to be discussed. But it's not even a different story. That's a very real thing because that's bad. Like we need term limits need to happen. Okay, need to happen on all offices. So that's the thing, man. Upper age limits too. Yes, yes. At a certain point, and this is for any job, like real talk, if you're a certain age and you're a certain line of work, you got to get the fuck out. I'm sorry. I don't mean to say it that way and sound rude, but it at a certain point, you have to retire. So that's a problem. Ah, boy. I seriously hope that she's okay though. Like that's 81-year-old woman falling downstairs and there being loss of blood, like blood and stuff. That's never a good thing. So in all seriousness, like I said, not about politics. This is about an 8-year-old woman who hopefully isn't like because those falls can kill or can cause someone to lose their life at a certain point. It happens. So I hope that that's just Jesus Christ. Wow, that's not good. Now, here's another one. In other baseball news, just going back to baseball for a second because I don't want to keep talking about old lady falling downstairs. So we're going to move back onto baseball real quick. So the Dodgers have signed. I'm going to butcher his name, so I apologize to this guy. Hai Seung Kim out of the KBO. He was due to kind of go back to his team because they posted him if he didn't sign. but he has signed with the Dodgers for 3 years at 12.5 million. And my response at this point is, um, do 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 Asian, like Japanese and Korean teams, realize that there are other teams than the Dodgers? There are 29 other teams out there. Everybody didn't have to go to the Dodgers. They don't need a fucking super squad. Like, what the fuck? Super squ They have a super squad. At damn near every position, there's a like, you got Will Smith catching, Freddie Freeman at first base, this guy at second, probably, Mookie Betts at third, Max Muncy at third, or Mookie Betts at short, Max Muncy at third, um, Teoscar Hernandez in the outfield, Michael Conforto in the outfield, and, um, I guess you can get any random fan to come in to play center field because who gives a fuck? They ain't gonna really do anything. Ah, holy crap. Ah, wow. So yeah, we got I seriously don't even remember who the Yankee for the Dodgers center fielder is. And I'm not looking because it doesn't matter. They have a fucking super squad. But anyway. Oh, okay. So okay. So there's been an update about Virginia Fox. She may have broken her nose, and that's why there was so much blood. Hopefully she's okay. Like I said, hopefully she's okay and didn't break anything or anything like that. Anyway, I've been going for about an hour and a half now. So I'm gonna dip out of here and end this today for today. Um, I will keep you posted about the job hunt. Like I said, got a couple things lined up next week. Hopefully somebody pans out and I start working soon because it's stressing me and my wife to fuck out. So we're gonna like I said, I appreciate all you guys. So as I end all my videos, take care of yourselves, take care of each other. Peace.